Hey guys, turned the big 4-0 and got a little bit of a book haul to share with you guys. Hey guys, if you are new, welcome. This is The Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking with me. Like it says, I had a little bit of a birthday. As you guys know, I'm no longer celebrating my 30s. I have now reached the big 4-0. New adventures await. With that, I was sent a few gifts from family members as well as some gift cards that I went ahead and couldn't wait to use. So I went and I splurged a little, and I wanted to share with you guys the little haul that I got here. So first, I believe this is the one. Yep, this is actually from my kids. They know I'm a huge fan, and it's not really books, but I'm going to share it with you guys anyway. Excuse the noise. And that is the all seven seasons of The Golden Girls on DVD. I used to watch The Golden Girls as a kid. I loved them. And then as I got older and had both of my kids or was ever in the hospital for, anything, one of the channels that was on was Golden Girls. So I would always just watch them, and it's just become like nostalgic for me and fun, and I really do just love them. I really do love them. So now I get to watch all 7 seasons and veg out. I don't know when, but super excited. So thank you to my little ones for getting this for me. So next, I got a gift card from my brother, and of course that was going to be used on books. So I went and got, let me see if I can get these out. I kind of already opened the boxes to help so it wouldn't take too long. But the 2 books I ended up getting was The Curse of Ophelia by Nicole Platania. And this one's basically, it's been 2 years since Ophelia has seen the boy she loves. When a treaty was signed ending the war and lifting the curse on Mystique warriors, Malachi left to attempt the sacred ritual known as the Undertaking. He never returned, and the Undertaking was forbidden. Ophelia's world crumbled around her. Since then, she has pursued a fruitless search for answers. When the deadly curse resurfaces only on her, Ophelia finds solace in the idea that when she dies, she may finally be reunited with her lost love. Then a messenger appears, telling her that she alone may be the one to save her people. And with her close friends by her side, Ophelia embarks on a race against death, one that will not only challenge her physically, but make her question the Mystique leaders, the angels, and her belief in love. Can she win the fight against fate before the curse takes her life, or will the betrayals exposed along the way kill her first? So apparently it's a fantasy romance series, but it's inspired by Greek mythology, and they kind of had me when they said for fans of Throne of Glass, from Blood and Ash and the Bridge Kingdom. I mean, Blood and Ash is like one of my favorite series. So, and I'm a fan of Throne of Glass and the others. So it was kind of up my alley, had to go and get it. And then the next one that I got on behalf of my brother is The Isle of the Gods by Amy Kaufman. I thought this cover was absolutely beautiful, and there's not really anything on the inside. It's just, it's got this really interesting, I don't know if you can see it, probably not, oh, maybe a little bit. It's got like an embossing of like waves or something on it, and then just like on the side. But this one is, Sally has salt water in her veins, so when her father leaves her high and dry in the port of Kirkpool, she has no intention of riding out the winter at home while he sails off for adventure. But any plans to follow him are dashed when a handsome stranger with telltale magician's marks on his arms commandeers her ship. He is Prince Leander of Alinor, and he needs to cross the Crescent Sea without detection so he can complete a ritual on the sacred Isle of the Gods. Sully has no desire to escort a spoiled prince anywhere, and no time for his entitled demands or his good looks. But what starts as a leisure cruise will lead to acts of treason and sheer terror on the high seas, bringing 2 countries to the brink of war, 2 strangers closer than they ever thought possible, and 2 dangerous gods stirring from centuries of rest. Magic, romance, and slumbering gods clash in the start of this riveting fantasy series, spanning gangsters, dens, forgotten temples, and high seas. So high seas adventures, pirates, it just sounded really good, and so ended up getting that one too. I got a gift from my mom and her boyfriend, and excuse me, it's a 2-box opening, so we'll put that all there. And that is the first 5 books. Let me turn them around. The first 5 books in the Zodiac Academy. I don't even think they're all in order. I've got them all out of order there. But that would be, let's see if we can get them in order. The Awakening, The Ruthless Fae, what is book 3? The Reckoning, Shadow Princess, and Cursed Fates. These are chunky books. I have read the first book of the series on ebook and I loved it. But I really wanted to have obviously my own copies when it comes to a series because it's all backwards for you guys, but whatever. Because obviously I like to tab them up and then I want to display, you know, my more favorite series on here. So I'm looking to getting started. I don't know if I will reread The Awakening. Knowing me, I probably will because I want to tab things. So I know I just read Zodiac Academy earlier this year, but when I get back to this, I will probably reread the first one just to do that. But yeah, so a lot of books. So thank you, Mom and her boyfriend, for wonderful, wonderful gifts there. But for those of you who don't know, Zodiac Academy is a kind of fantasy romance. It's a bully romance about 2 sisters who grow up in the human world only to find out that they have magical powers. They are brought back to their magical world where they're found out to be the descendants of the previous king and queen, and they need to go to Zodiac Academy and graduate in order to ascend to the throne or claim their inheritance. However, since the demise of their parents, 4 other households have now kind of taken control, and their sons, who also attend Zodiac Academy, are the next in line to inherit. So you kind of have the meetups, the factions, the sides, as well as the 4 sons kind of bullying these 2 girls, but there might be some romance on the horizon. I did read the first one, like I said. It was definitely, there are some heavy triggering bully things, but it was still a very good series, so I'm going to redo it and continue. So I think that's it for the gifts that were sent to me or picked out with like the gift cards. I did end up doing a little bit of shopping on my own, and part of that was me going to eBay and finding a couple of good deals there on Fairy Loot edition books. And the first one up is Princess of Souls by Alexandra Christo. It's a beautiful, beautiful little cover with all the phases of the moon and the orange sprayed edges. It is also a signed edition. And this one is, there are many who believe they can cheat death. When they fail, I take their souls. Every single one. Celestra is heir to a powerful magic. Locked away in a tower by a cruel king, her destiny is to foretell death and harvest doomed souls to feed his immortality. Nox is a soldier who has spent years plotting vengeance on the crown. Now he's determined to steal the king's immortality and kill the entirety of his court, starting with Celestra. But when Celestra and Nox's futures become entwined and death seeks both their souls, they're forced to put their trust in each other. Can they work together to escape their dark fate? So, sounded really interesting. Possibly enemies to lovers romance in here. It also has some little bit of the sparkles of the silver on there. So I was interested to get that. Next up was the Fairy Loot edition of The Ones We Burn. And this one had some really nice orange fade to black, very kind of spooky season. It is also a signed copy with like a sticker plate in there. And then I really loved, you had basic black and white end papers. And then obviously this cover is gorgeous. Let me go ahead before I make a mess or ruin my book. It also has these end papers. I'm assuming this one, oops, before I flip off the camera, this one here is possibly the same one here. I'm not sure. Um, but basically what you have here is Ronka is tired of death. Now she just wants to be left alone, living out her days in the wild north with the coven that raised her, attempting to forget the horrors of her past. But when she is named Bloodwind, the next treaty bride to the human kingdom of Isodal, her coven sends her south with a single directive: kill the prince. Easy enough for a blood witch whose magic compels her to kill, except the prince is gentle, kind, and terrified of her. He doesn't want to marry Ronka, he doesn't want to be king at all, and it's his sister, the wickedly smart, infuriatingly beautiful Princess Aramis, who seems to be the real threat. But when witches start turning up dead, murdered by a magical plague, Aramis makes Ronka an offer: help her develop a cure, and in return she'll teach Ronka to contain her deadly magic. As the coup draws nearer and the plague spreads, Ronka is forced to question everything she thought she knew about her past, her power, and who she's meant to fight for. Soon she will have to decide between the coven that raised her and the princess who sees beyond the monster that shaped her to be. But as the bodies pile up, a monster may be exactly what they need. So it just seemed really interesting. On the back it says, I am the monster, I am the shield, I am the knife in the dark. So just kind of sounded cool. I liked the cover. It seems kind of very Viking-esque. So could be more wintry, and we shall see where that goes. And then the last one that I got on eBay for the Fairy Loot Edition books is This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria. This one has really nice red sprayed edges. It is also a signed copy. And that is mostly it. I think the cover, you have the end pages and or the reversible jacket right there. And then you have that image there. And basically this one is: orphaned and forced to serve her country's ruling group of scribes, Karis wants nothing more than to find her brother, long ago shipped away. But family bonds don't matter in this scriptorium, where the sole focus is unlocking the magic of ancient automaton army. In her search for her brother, Karis does the seemingly impossible. She awakens a hidden automaton. Intelligent with the conscience of his own, Alex has no idea why he was made, or why his father, their nation's greatest traitor, once tried to destroy the automatons. Suddenly, the scriptorium isn't just trying to control Karis, it's hunting her. Together with Alex, Karis must find her brother and the secret that's held her country in its power for centuries. So, and then on the back it says, change your faith, pay the price. So, just really interesting titles. Got them all on sale, and I'm still waiting to, I'm on the wait list for Fairy Loot, so we'll see how long that takes. And then lastly, I did end up doing a little shopping at the store for little birthday presents for myself. And I ended up picking up Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. This is the next book in the Dark Olympus series, which I have the first 4 books up there. This is basically Aphrodite has never flinched at getting her perfectly manicured hands dirty, and she's not about to start now, even if that means marrying Olympus's #1 enemy, the new Hephaestus. She has a wicked plan to keep her deadly new husband off balance, seducing the one person he seems to care about most in this world, Pandora, a woman as beautiful as she is sweet. But two can play at this seduction game, however, and Hephaestus is all too happy to put his new wife in her place. Her ex Adonis seems like he'll do for the trick. It doesn't hurt that he's gorgeous in the way of fallen angels either. The only problem with using seduction as a weapon, hearts are all too quick to get involved, with Hephaestus and Aphrodite trading venomous strikes that feel a whole lot like foreplay. Lines become blurred and emotions entangled, but a broken heart may be the least of their worries. With unrest in Olympus reaching new heights, these bedroom games may have deadly consequences for themselves, their city, and everyone they've come to love. So, like I said, it's the Dark Olympus series, the kind of the retelling or the Greek-inspired myth of Hephaestus and Aphrodite, obviously. And then I think so far my favorite has been Wicked Beauty, then Electric Idol, then Neon Gods, then Radiant Sin, which was the one before this. So we'll see how this one measures up in the series and go from there. The next book I picked up is the last book in the Twisted series, and that is Twisted Lies by Anna Huang. I do have Twisted Love over here because I've read it, and I have Twisted Hate and Twisted Games over there to be read. So this one will be the last book in the series. Don't know much about it. Charming, deadly, and smart enough to hide it, Christian Harper is the monster dressed in the perfectly tailored suits of a gentleman. He has little use for morals and even less use for love, but he can't deny the strange pull he feels towards the woman living just one floor below him. She's the object of his darkest desires, the only puzzle he can't solve. And when the opportunity to get closer to her arises, he breaks his own rules to offer her a deal she can't refuse. Every monster has their weakness. She's his obsession, his addiction, his only exception. And then I guess on her side, sweet, shy, and introverted, despite her social media fame, Stella Alonso is a romantic who keeps her heart in a cage. Between her two jobs, she has little time or desire for a relationship, but when a threat from her past drives her into the arms and house of the most dangerous man she's ever met, she's tempted to let herself feel something for the first time in a long time. But despite Christian's cold nature, he makes her feel everything when she's with him, passionate, protected, and truly wanted. There's a love twisted with secrets and tainted by lies, and when the truths are finally revealed, they could shatter everything. So we shall see. I think it's a standalone within the series. I think it follows the 4 guys, and then maybe there's 4 girl parallels. Next one on the list is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This one has been on my list in my mind for a while. So I finally just went with it, tossed right in and got it. And this is, we all have regrets, choices we could have made differently, paths we didn't take, other lives we might have led. But what if you were given a chance to fix your past? Enter the Midnight Library. Nora's life has been going from bad to worse. Then a stroke of midnight on her last day on Earth, she finds herself transported to the Midnight Library, where each book contains an alternate life, a possible world in which she made different choices. She is given what seems like the ultimate opportunity, a chance to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives she might have lived. But things aren't always what she might have imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. Before time runs out, she must answer the ultimate question. With infinite choices, what is the best way to live? So it just sounded, once again, interesting, and, different lifetimes, parallel lifetimes, different, time travel maybe, I don't know. And then the last one I got is Dark Succession by Katie Robert. This is the sequel to, I just recently got it, to Heated Rivals. And I think it's a mafia or enemy, like families romance. I'm not sure about it because these are all, this one says previously published as The Marriage Contract. But this one's Teague O'Malley hates everything associated with his family's name, and when his father orders him to marry Callista Sheridan to create a business alliance, Teague's ready to cut ties once and for all, but then Teague actually meets Callista, sees the bruises on her neck and the trauma in her eyes, and vows he will do everything in his power to avenge her. Everyone knows the O'Malleys are dangerous, but Callie wasn't prepared for his brand of lethal grace and coiled power. His slightest touch scorches through her, but the closer they get, the more trouble they're in, because Callie's keeping a dark secret, and what Teague doesn't know could get him killed. So, dangerous, interesting, I'm in. But that was basically it for the birthday book haul. Lots of great reads. I am really super excited to read and then take a break from reading and watch some Golden Girls. But yeah, thank you to all of you who sent me warm wishes of birthday wishes. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to spending the next year with you guys. And I'm sure I'm going to say that again in January, but the year from my birthday, you guys get it. But I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know if you guys have read any of these or if any of these looked more interesting than others to you, and I'll pop them up a little higher on my T.B.R. list. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.